Over the past month or so, we have been getting some of our first LEGO Star Wars 2025 set information, and if you've been keeping up, I have been making videos on all of the new information as it's been coming out, and since my last video on this about a month ago, some new information has come out, so that's what I'm going to be covering today. And also for your information, I'm not going to be going in depth on all of the stuff we already know, I'm just going to be going in depth on the new information. If you want to see me go in depth and give my predictions on everything, you can watch this video right here. Anyways, hopping right into it, on January 1st of 2025, we are supposed to be getting 6 sets, being 75401 Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor with 290 pieces and a retail price of $45, 75402 Arc 170 Starfighter with 497 pieces and a retail price of $70, a Buildable Grogu with his Pram with 1048 pieces and a retail price of $100, 75404 a midi-scale Acclimator with 450 pieces and a retail price of $50, 75405 a midi-scale Home 1 with 559 pieces and a retail price of $70, and lastly a 4+ set being 75410 the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter with 92 pieces and a retail price of $30. And since I last covered these sets, we have gotten some new information on the Arc 170 and Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. I'm gonna start with Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, and sadly it's not such good news. So as we know, this set is going to retail for $45 US, and because of that, I just automatically assumed that it was kind of gonna be like the Anakin's Jedi Interceptor from 2012 that had like 6 or 7 figures and a side build, and it retailed for $40 about 12 years ago. So because of that, I was thinking that since this is going to be $45, we'd get, you know, a pretty hefty minifigure lineup. Since Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor is based in Season 5, I was thinking a new Asajj Ventress and some other figures, but no, since I last talked about this, the minifigure lineup has leaked, and for $45, we are only getting Anakin, Ahsoka, and R7A7. And honestly, I'm kind of at a loss for words. I mean, maybe me thinking that we would get 5+ minifigures in this set was wishful thinking, but still, I can't believe we're only getting 3 minifigures and a Starfighter for $45. In 2023, Yoda's Jedi Starfighter was $35, in 2024, Jedi Bob's Starfighter was $40, and I guess in 2025, Starfighters are getting another extra $5, and they're gonna be $45 from now on. And I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I have no idea why it has to be this expensive. The last Jedi Interceptor was in 2020, and I think it was only $30. I mean, $15 in just 5 years is ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna look cool and everything. Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor does have a pretty cool color palette, but $45, again, I'm gonna say this countless times, it's just so overpriced. And on top of that, again, we're only getting 3 minifigures. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is that the Anakin is not going to be the armored Clone Wars version. He's gonna be basically the Episode 3 version with his robes, because that's how he was seen in the episode that this ship was shown in, but that doesn't really matter that much. What actually matters is that we're getting 3 minifigures and a Starfighter for $45. That's overpriced, and I don't like it. On a lighter note though, we have gotten a tiny bit of new information about the Arc 170 coming in January, and that's that it is now rumored to include a Jedi minifigure. And I mean, I think this was kind of expected for most people, just because the last one included Kit Fisto, and there's a whole slew of different Jedi they could include from Episode 3 or maybe even the Clone Wars. And I say maybe even the Clone Wars because it's technically not clarified if this set is going to be from Episode 3 or from the Clone Wars, although I think it's safe to assume that it's going to be from Episode 3, because I don't think LEGO would release a Clone Wars Arc 170 on the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. So with that being said, I think the obvious 2 choices for a Jedi would be either Kit Fisto again or Plo Koon. Either one would be great. We haven't seen either of those figures in over 10 years, so I mean, I think anyone would be happy with either or. And also, with that being said, I really hope that we get a Jedi, but I also really hope that we get 3 clone pilots, because one thing I really do not like about the 2010 model is that you have to sit Kit Fisto in one of the seats because there's only 2 clone pilots when there should be 3. So yes, a Jedi will be nice in this new Arc 170, but I hope that it has 3 pilots, because I really do not want the empty seat to have to be used for a Jedi again. Now moving on to March, or the spring/summer sets, or rumors I guess, because we really don't know much at all, and you have to keep in mind that these are rumors. A lot of this is subject to change or not even be true, but I'm reporting on all of it, and I'm doing my best to clarify between what's confirmed and what's a rumor. Anyways though, like I said in my last video about this, Jango Fett is still rumored to return in some form in 2025. He's rumored to return as either a helmet set or a figure, and I'm pretty sure all of us would rather have him as a figure and not a helmet set. In my last video about this, I went over some predictions of how I think he could return. Some obvious sets would be a new Jango Fett Slave 1, maybe a Corporate Alliance Tank Droid remake, or any other Geonosis set, or again a helmet set. So your best guess is just as good as mine as to how he will return. I'm pretty sure all of us would want a new Jango Fett Slave 1, but again, there is a number of different options. Another tiny bit of new information we got is that if you remember in my last video, I talked about that there's supposed to be a set coming in 2025 that's literally going to be a brick built Lego Star Wars logo, and it was originally rumored to actually include a George Lucas minifigure, but as of now, apparently that's not true anymore. There is no George Lucas minifigure in this set, and we also now have a rumored price point of $80 US. So the original rumor was a buildable Lego Star Wars logo with George Lucas and an unknown price point, but now it looks like it's just going to be a buildable Lego Star Wars logo with no minifigures and a price point of $80. I honestly don't know how I feel about this. I think it has potential to look really cool, but at the same time, $80 is kind of a lot for a set like this. And then the last bit of new information that we have gotten recently is pretty exciting. In March of 2025, we are now rumored to be getting a $100 buildable chopper set, and this was bound to happen eventually. People have been wanting a buildable chopper for a pretty long time now, and I'm all here for it. The R2-D2 from last year looked really good, and this should be at about the same scale, so I'm really expecting nothing less. And Chopper is a really unique droid with a pretty cool orange and gray color palette that I think is just gonna look cool in Lego form, and he's also rumored to have a wobble function, like how in Star Wars Rebels when he sort of wobbles back and forth. So all in all, this is pretty great. I think it's gonna be a good set, and I'm pretty excited to see what it's gonna look like when the time comes. Anyways guys, that is all we know about Lego Star Wars in 2025 so far. When new information comes out, I will do my best to make videos and report on it, so if you want to stay up to date, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see the link on screen right now.